Hello and thanks for joining another Ready to Ride Pilates horse rider session, where today we are going to be looking at ways to improve your coordination. I hope you'll agree that so much of our time in the saddle is all about coordination. So many bits of our body doing completely different things all at the same time, hopefully all under control and in balance. So the more we practice that off the horse, the easier it's going to be on the horse. So without further ado, let us get going, and we'll just make sure your body is well and truly loosened up and ready to go. And we're going to start by turning your head from side to side, and as you turn, watch that your eyes are staying level and not dipping down into that turn. So keep the eyes really level and keep the rest of your body completely still and relaxed. Okie doke, face the front. We're going to move on into your walking. So we're going to start off with the straightforward version, so diagonal pairs, opposite arms and legs, thinking about keeping your breathing very regular, your ribs staying down towards your pelvis and your pelvic floor on to floor 3. Then we're going to change this into the wide walking, so you've got feet out wide, and this time your arms are going out to the side as well. So watch with this one that you don't turn into a sort of windmill or something that's trying to take off. It is just your arms and legs that are on the move. And this is such a key one for when you're in the saddle, when so often we have got everything, each arm, each leg doing something different, and we want our body in the middle to be still. Still check in that your breathing is regular and your ribs are down towards your pelvis. Okie doke, let's bring your arms down before you completely lose all circulation. Keep your feet out in the wide position. We're going to go into some squats. Thinking as you go down about relaxed shoulders and shoulders staying over your headlights. Knees heading out approximately towards your second and third toes. Then I'd like you to add in a bottom squeeze, so bottom squeeze on the way back up. If you can try to be doing your pelvic floor all the way through, that'd be really good. So it's pelvic floor all the way through, bottom squeeze on the way back up. And then we're going to see if we can add in a bit of a give and retake of the rein. So bring your hands into this position, and as you go down, hands forwards. As you come up, hands come back up too. But try to still go with that bottom squeeze on the way back up. So pelvic floor all the way through, bottom squeeze on the way back up, hands going forwards into a nice, controlled, gentle give and retake of the reins. Easier said than done, isn't it, when you're trying to think different parts doing different things, and keep breathing as well. Last one. Okie doke, going to go to the end of your mat so we can do a roll down. So feet together, knees soft, hands on the front of your thighs, chin onto your chest, and slide your hands down the front of your thighs. Try to feel that you're moving every single vertebrae one at a time all the way to the bottom. Nice breath in at the bottom, and then breathe out, slide your hands back up, tuck down with your pelvis and stack each vertebrae, low back, mid back between your shoulders, and then your neck coming up last of all. And then again, chin into your chest, and once again, slide your hands down, curling up really tight through the whole of your spine. Pause at the bottom for another breath in. Breathe out, bend your knees, down onto your mat, scoot them out of the way, and we're going to start off on your front doing your one leg kick. So I would like you, arms wherever feels comfortable, and those of you who are familiar with my sessions, you will know I cannot talk and do this exercise at the same time. I will do my utmost to try that today. So relax through your upper body, tummy away from that imaginary puddle of water, and pelvic floor onto floor 3. Bend one leg to 90 degrees, and you're going to pulse 1, 2, 3 times and straighten. Then bend the other knee, and you're pulsing 1, 2, 3 times, then straighten. And try to feel that your pressure through your headlights stays really equal all the way through, so that you're not rocking from one headlight to the other as you do your pulses. You really want this movement to be from your knee, your hip wants to stay really still. Okay, if this is getting a bit easy, you can make it harder by adding in the foot. So you can be going heel, toe, heel, one leg, heel, toe, heel with the other leg. Then move on to toe, heel, toe with the first leg, toe, heel, toe with the second leg. Still keeping That equal head-like pressure as much as you can. Tummy away from the puddle of water. Pelvic floor onto floor 3. And nice regular breathing. Not easy. It's no wonder we'll come out of our dressage test bright pink in the face. Last one. Super job. Okay, we're going to turn onto your back now. Definitely seem to have got some ants joining me in today. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with your scissors, and we're going to be adding your arms in with this one today. So let's just get started with what your legs are up to first of all. Neutral tummy position, ribs to pelvis, pelvic floor onto floor 3. Then you're moving from your hip, keeping the knee at 90 degrees, each leg coming up in turn. Or you can go from tabletop and do the opposite, so each foot is dipping down towards the floor in turn. Now that ribs to pelvis feeling, that feeling that your ribs are not pinging up towards the ceiling, each time you move your leg, that becomes even more important. Let's add in your arms. So arms up. Apologies about the noise, we've got building work over the road. So if you're going to be doing arms and legs together on this version, opposite arm to leg, they travel in the same direction. If you're going from tabletop, it's opposite arm and leg. They're going in the opposite direction. Whichever one you're doing, it's pelvic floor onto floor 3, regular breathing, neutral tummy position, ribs to pelvis, moving from the hip. But don't forget, this is also a wine glass exercise. Double wine glass, because we've got knees and hands with wine glasses this time. Try to keep them as still as you can. One more with each pair. Okay, arms down, one at a time, feet back down. And we're going to move on to the hip twist. We're going to do the same thing with the hip twist. So get yourself set up, ribs to pelvis, neutral tummy, pelvic floor onto floor 3. And your level 1 version, you're doing each leg rolling out, keeping your foot onto the floor, watching that your headlights stay really still. If you're going from the level 3 version, it's the whole leg going out. So the foot moves as well, it's not just the knee, it's the whole leg. But again, really watch that your pelvis is neutral, your ribs are helping by staying down towards your pelvis. This one, doesn't matter whether you're tabletop or feet on the floor, the arm and leg pattern is the same. So your arm goes the opposite direction to your leg. And in some ways, actually, when you're in tabletop, it's slightly easier with the arm because your arm is acting as a bit of a counterbalance. But you still need to stay focused on watching that your pelvis is staying level, you're not falling out to the side. Again, this is a double wine glass exercise, so try to keep those hands and legs that aren't moving as still as possible. Okay, one more each way. Last one. Okie doke. Hands down, one at a time, feet back onto the floor. And we're going to finish off with this, combining just the legs of both of those exercises. I think we tried to add in the arms, it would blow my brain even too much, I wouldn't be able to tell you what I'm doing. So we'll just stick to the legs. If you're going to be doing it on the floor, again, hands onto your headlights might be useful. Ribs to pelvis, pelvic floor onto floor 3. And one leg rolls out to hip twist, one leg up for scissors. And then again, the opposite way. So we're no longer a wine glass exercise, but you do want your tummy to be basically staying still. If you're going from tabletop, you've got one foot coming down for scissors, one leg coming out for your hip twist. And here, that rib to pelvis stability really matters, because that is what's going to keep your body still while your legs are doing these slightly crazy movements. And hopefully when you're on the horse, you're not going to be doing these kinds of movement, but you want to know that you can have one leg on the girth, one leg behind the saddle, giving some quite strong aids if you need to, should the situation arise, and that you will stay still in the middle. One more each way. Okay, one at a time, feet back down. Give yourselves a little rest. That's been quite an intense little session. We've got one more along these lines, and we're going to do the double leg stretch. So again, you can do this with your feet on the floor or from tabletop. If you're going from the floor, you're sliding one leg straight and back up, then the other leg straight and back up. Again, ribs to pelvis, so this bit of you stays really still. Keep your breathing nice and regular though. If you're going from tabletop, you're straightening each leg in turn like so. And then we're going to add in the arm part. So the arm part, if you're not familiar with it already, is as you straighten the leg, you do a half circle out. As you bend the leg, it's a half circle in. So it's half circle out, half circle in, half circle out, half circle in. Keep your circles small. If they get really big, it's really hard to synchronise with your leg. Keep those ribs to pelvis, pelvic floor onto floor 3. Keep your breathing really regular. And we're now going to change the direction of your circles. Still keep them small, ribs to pelvis, pelvic floor onto floor 3, keep the breathing regular. One more with each leg. Super job, arms back down, feet down, one at a time. Well done. Okay, we're going to come up into standing now, so bring yourselves up into standing as you see fit. If you need to use your hands, don't worry. Okay, we're going to then move on to making this a little bit more dynamic in terms of a situation you might find yourself in the saddle. So I want your feet just comfortably apart, and you're going to be dropping down into a squat position. Then bring your arms up in front. Okay, so the first part is moving your legs side to side. And then we're going to add in your arms. Your arms are going to be doing this movement. Okay, so almost imagine as if you were going to put your hand behind your saddle to apply the whip, but you're going to be doing a bit like you did with your scissors and your hip twist a minute ago. You're going to be doing opposite directions. And obviously this isn't exactly what you'd be doing on the horse. You might if you do gymnastics on your horse, but we are now in that weight bearing position. You want to keep your shoulders over your headlights like you would if you were riding. Trying to keep your weight through the middle. It will have to shift a little bit, but try to keep your weight really central in the middle as if you were in the saddle, just because you're approaching a fence and you've taken one hand off the reins to use your whip, and you've used another leg on the other side to be giving your horse a boot or whatever necessary situation arises. You need to be really stable and balanced through your body, whatever your arms and legs are doing. We're going to do one more each way. Super job. Okay, bring yourselves back up. Little walk on the spot, because that's quite a hard exercise to do. I'm sure some of you got horses that are absolutely perfect and you never need to give them a boot. And quite possibly if you aren't doing cross country ever, you're never in that situation of needing to take your hand off the reins. But for some people watching this, these situations are very real and you need to be prepared in your body to do those. Okay, we're going to go onto one leg, and I'd like you to close your eyes and then see if you can do some squats on one leg with your eyes closed. Now hopefully your floor is a little bit more level than my lawn, because there's no question doing this on a lumpy lawn is quite tricky, and I think I have an ant crawling up my back. Ants are everywhere at the moment, they like the dry weather. Try and keep relaxed through your upper body as well. Okay, let's open your eyes, swap onto the other leg, and then close your eyes and off you go again. So keep relaxed through your upper body. Don't necessarily make your squats too deep, it's more about just the whole concept of trying to squat and keep your balance at the same time and keep relaxed through your upper body, which I'm doing a terrible job of demonstrating right now. Well done. Okay, little walk on the spot again, open your eyes, and let's loosen off through your shoulders, because you may have got a little bit tense doing some of those because they were quite hard. So some nice big rolls up, back and down. I know I say this all the time, this is one of the best exercises you can do just to try and reduce tension that's crept in before you ride, before you exercise, after you exercise, whatever. Okay, then arms down again, feet back underneath your hips, and we're going to take your arms up over your head, bring your hands down behind your neck, shrug your shoulders up and down, and then bring your hands up and down again. This time try to do this keeping your ribs down towards your pelvis. So keep your ribs all the way down, let them go for the shrug, and then keep the ribs back down again. So it's ribs all the way down, let them go, and bring the ribs back down again. So that's ribs down, let go, ribs down, last one, ribs down, let go, ribs down. Good job. Okay, let your arms just rest by your side. Check your feet are underneath you, your knees are soft, your headlights are forwards, that your breathing is relaxed. And try to have that feeling of your elastic spine drawing you up tall. And well done for completing that. If you survived in one piece, that was really hard in the middle. So even if your body coped, your brain is probably a little bit frazzled. But there are times when that's really what's happening, particularly if you're doing flat work or jumping. Lots of times when that's what's going on in the saddle too. So the more you train off the horse, the easier it will be on the horse. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it enjoyable. Take care, and I will see you again very soon.